Savant.
Oh my stars, Cole Caulfield ties it.
He's in. He scores! Oh my! Demidov!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Curfew Boys Podcast. If you're tuning in on YouTube, we thank you so much. Please click like and subscribe. It is absolutely free. It's exciting times to be a Habs fan right now, so share this with your fellow Habs fans out there. Like I said, it is absolutely free. If you're listening to us on podcast platforms such as Apple Podcasts or Spotify, thank you. Please follow, give us an honest rating and review. It's the only way we can feel the love. I am Sammy. He is my cousin Chris, and he is the baseman Zook.
Hey now.
Hey now. Gentlemen, good evening. We are recording on Thursday, September 4th. September's finally here, which means preseason is almost on its way. We could smell it around the corner. The players are hitting the ice. Brossard is getting jam-packed with mostly the main rosters, and I think Habs fans everywhere are beyond excited for this season to start, even this preseason to start, so we could see the boys lace them up and maybe play a couple of games and get them in game shape for the start of the 2025-26 NHL season. Before we get started, we want to say a big thank you to our sponsors, Habs Cave Sunil, who's got the best freaking man cave that any Habs fan could dream of. Sunil on Instagram, Habs Cave on Instagram. Best content for Montreal Canadiens memorabilia beyond the fucking drip walls can see in his basement, covered from top to bottom. Sunil's a great guy, great member of the Montreal Canadiens community and in the community in general. So please give him a follow, Habs Cave on Instagram. And last but not least, to Mike's Barbecue Rub. My buddy Mike in RDP has his own little company where he creates his own barbecue spices. And even though it's September, even though it's been raining, it's still barbecue season, especially if you love grilling your vegetables, your fish, your meat, your chicken, what have you. If you could put it on the grill, you definitely want to try Mike's Barbecue Rub. He also uses his own seasoning to season his kettle chips, which are absolutely amazing. So give my buddy Mike a shout. Mike's Barbecue Rub on Instagram, on TikTok. You could visit mikesbarbecuerub.com for more information. And last but not least, folks, don't forget to always rub your meat.
Rub it.
Rub it good. I ain't editing that part, but that's gonna be in here.
I'm thinking of a jingle that I could write for him. A lot of ideas.
So you know the song "Push It." I don't know the artist's name, but the famous "Push It." Well, we can make our own version of "Rub It."
I'm sure I can. I'm sure we can.
Yeah, right. We're gonna get copyright flagged all over the place. But anyways,
we'll change it just slightly enough.
Artistic interpretation. What are we talking about? We can get away with it easily.
I think we could. If anything, we're below. We're covering it. It could be our weird Yali Yankovic version of "Push It." Just rub it.
That's it.
Anyways,
That's it.
All right, let's get back to hockey.
Finally,
first of all, guys, how are you guys doing? How's it going?
it's going.
It's going.
Yeah. I just can't believe it's already the end of the week. Almost. It just started.
This week went by fast.
Yeah, it feels like it just started.
This week went by really fast. Yeah. Okay, Chris, how are you?
I'm good. It was a busy week. It was a good one nevertheless. But look, spent a lot of time at the office this week, other than Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Walked by the Bell Center every day, every morning, every evening. I've developed a little bit of a routine because I come up. I actually take the metro. It's quicker for me to take the metro. So take the metro in, get off at Lucien Lallier, walk up. I walk through the corridor leading from the metro station to the Bell Center, and every morning they've done a really, really good job. If you haven't been there more recently, they painted all the walls. They put the names of the grades all in how would I say, in like a graffiti style and different or in different styles all around for all sorts of different players. But they have a lot of the 93 members and every single one of the retired players, and they also have a clear big Habs logo. So this is a very long-winded answer for how are you doing, but developed every single morning. I go give the Montreal Canadiens logo a little fist bump fucking motivation for the day. I love it. I love it. Honestly, going to work is probably not everyone's favorite thing, but one of the little moments that really every single day gets to me, appreciated every single time. And some asshole, by the way, put a sticker, some highlighter yellow sticker on the Montreal Canadiens logo. And if you notice that it was gone one day, that was me who took it off. Disrespect in this city to put a freaking sticker on that logo is disgusting. So I'm happy to say I literally stopped.
It's probably a
Dressed
Bruins
up in
fan.
my suit on my way to took it off.
I mean, if it was yellow,
in
it
the
probably
garbage.
was a Bruins fan for sure.
Oh, it was like highlighter yellow. Anyways, all that to say is I love walking by the Bell Center every morning. Off of memory, first is Sam Montembeault, then Caden Gooley, then Sam Montembeault, then Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield, and Slavkovsky's posters up against the front of the Bell Center. It's a wonderful greet every single morning.
So then who gets replaced once they put Demidov and Lane Hudson in there?
Montembeault.
Monty and Gooley likely. Unless
Gooley.
Gooley gets the A. When Gooley gets the A, he'll be there, but I think it's undeniable that, Demidov is going to be there and Hudson have to be there.
I have a good feeling about Gooley this year, guys.
We're gonna get to that, but they need to put more. I don't know if they actually physically can put more of those billboards around.
They would have to shorten less
around
wide, like make them less wide.
Maybe
I'm sure they can.
But anyways, so speaking of like all those changes, I mean the Canadiens, as far as Bell Center appearance is concerned, they made the big announcement that they changed, or they're going to change, the center ice look. And this is something we got to share, and it's actually something I want to talk to you guys about, because here it is. When they announced this yesterday, and by yesterday I mean Wednesday, September 3rd, around like 8 o'clock, 8 p.m., between 7-8 o'clock in the evening. And my first reaction was, what the hell?
So those notches mean the cups, eh? Like every notch, if you know.
Well, here's the thing. I think, Zook, you mentioned it. It's supposed to represent the Stanley Cup, and I'm like, okay, how? And then it dawned on me that this is as what if you were to look inside the actual bowl, above
bird's eye view.
A bird's eye view. Thank you.
Hmm.
It's the inside of the cup. So it's so funny because my initial reaction was I'm not too sure about this. I'm on the fence. I'm 50-50 because I'm a guy of tradition, I guess. I'm also one of those guys where, like, if it ain't broken, you need to fix it. And Zook, you mentioned it's supposed to represent the cup, so I'm like, okay, it kind of gave me a new
you see how the edges
perspective.
are serrated? Like every notch is a cup. So if you count from the line to the all around, it's 24.
Wait, which lines are you talking about?
You see the edge of the red where it's like it's
There's
undulated,
like
if you will.
These little bumps, they
Little
look, yeah.
bumps. Like if you count those little like notches, it's 24 notches. That's
really
so every notch is a Stanley Cup.
Ah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Either way, it from what I read or what I saw.
But also what you said is valid too, because you look at the lines inside, it looks like.
But that's exactly that.
Metal. So
now,
I think it's both.
So here's my thing, and then I'm gonna let you guys speak. Obviously, I like the way Canadiens de Montréal is written. I like the 1909. I actually like the 3D look of the logo.
Me too.
But I just think it's too much red, and I think all that red takes away or kind of hides the Montreal Canadiens logo. So for me, I this is just my opinion, and of course it's going to grow on me eventually, and we're all going to adapt and we're going to move on, just like the patches on the jerseys, right? Everyone was so upset that we all moved on.
I'm
from
still
it, right?
upset. Don't kid yourself.
The Air Canada looks better. Anyways, I still think it's too much red, but I think another thing I need to look at is when I actually go to the Bell Center to watch a game, I need to see what it's gonna look like in real life.
Not only that, Sam, like on TV as well. Like I was thinking, how hard is the puck going to be to track? Like when they're in the center ice area. If you think about it, puck is black with the red being so dark. It's like,
well, I mean, right
I'm
now this is
afraid
just
we're gonna lose track of the puck a bit.
Well, this is just an image, right? This is
Right,
I don't
right.
I don't
No, but
think
you're right.
I don't
Seeing it in person might be a different.
I
It might
don't
be a
think
different perspective because this is a
no.
3D render.
I mean, I think it's gonna be okay. I
think
don't
so,
think
too.
anybody's gonna have a hard time tracking the puck, but this is something very interesting, and it's kind of funny how in the documentary, which we'll also get into, but in a previous episode, what's her name? Her and Jeff Molson, they're always talking about adding these new features in the Bell Center, and
Oh yeah,
I had like these new stands, the new seating arrangements a little bit too within the Reds. I had no idea. I don't think anybody saw this coming. A change in the center ice.
No. I did not see that as well too. But yes, about those changes at the Bell Center. Interesting, eh? They're gonna have a standing area.
I don't know how to.
Like
the
old school days, there was a standing area back like in the forum.
Yeah, I know.
For
but there was
people.
but there was fence. There was a fence there
Right.
too. Should we bring that back too?
Yes.
Put
Segregate.
those animals in cages.
It's like in the Titanic, like all the poor people were in the bottom.
Yeah, but that's what it was. Well, in the movie,
I'm not gonna say
the movie The Rockets.
Yes.
It's crazy to me. I never knew that was a thing.
No, me too. My
I
dad
really
was
did it, and then in the movie they actually predicted that I don't know if it actually came from Maurice Richard's brother-in-law, but he told the one of the, I guess, arena manager guys, but we don't like this thing. I don't know if it's a true story, and I never did research on it. I probably should. But Chris, what are your thoughts on the?
To be honest with you, if you were to say logo, like a more popular logo, they use it as their Instagram or their new kind of, social
Marketing.
media stuff, whatever. Throw it on a wall, perfectly fine. But I too am in agreement. Like maybe I'm a little bit on the old-fashioned side. I think it's a mix of both of what you guys said. Number one, I'm kind of worried about puck tracking just slightly. Like I think it might take away, like it might scramble the view for a little bit. I do think that it's probably going to be smaller than it looks on that photo, so you get the impression it's filling out the whole screen. I think it's going to be a lot smaller of a portion of the ice. I do think that they're still going to be restricted. Like if you think about it this way, it's just that the Canadiens logo is going to be smaller within that space dedicated to the entirety of the logo. So yes, and when I say I'm more of a traditionalist, well, yeah, I like to see the ice itself. Like it's fun to see the logo and the logo itself on the ice. I don't want to take away from the ice, as stupid as that sounds.
But to me, and again, the reason why I think we're thinking that this logo the actual logo of the Canadiens is small is because it's surrounded by too much red. And I think that's the case. You take it, you keep the same design, more or less, the same concept, but just don't, maybe not add so much red to it, maybe. But other than that, we'll see. You probably raise a good point. Maybe it'll look smaller than we think in real life and on the ice. So interesting to see. Maybe that's their way of marking a brand new era in within the organization, especially with these players. So it's gonna be exciting to see. I'm looking forward to it. So
one last thing I do have to add that I didn't say. It's got a very retro look to it. A very I do strangely find it's got a very retro look to it.
Do you think it's because the
call me crazy, but I look at it, it's just the writing. It's just the writing, the overall, like it doesn't look funny enough. Let's take the artwork that I was describing alongside the Bell Center. You have the Saku Koivu raising his hands painted. like everything has been made kind of cartoonish or graffiti styled, and even if you look at the OG or the original one marketing that they've done for the team,
Yeah.
the writing has been kind of very modern, very artistic. I look at this and I go, in comparison to what they've been doing, it looks like they're going back to a very traditional. It looks like the Montreal Gazette styled newspaper like writing, and that's why I say it's got a very original, like
also
old school.
That's interesting.
Also known as their golden era.
Bingo.
Well,
Bingo.
and
that's it's consistent, guys. They know what's coming. They know what they're building. It's back to the roots. The best, I guarantee you, somebody somewhere is literally going through. I'm gonna pull out some documents. They've got some treasure chest locked up in the Bell Center, and they've pulled them out of the vault, and they're blowing it off, and they're getting the best marketing material ready for the next few seasons. I guarantee you they've been mediocre. Like, they've been not putting too much effort in their marketing stuff. I find it's not a criticism, like a huge criticism, but I'm just saying the best is yet to come, and I think they're going to be dusting off the best of their stuff in the coming years for the best teams, for the teams that are going to bring the glory of the Stanley Cup back to Montreal. That's for sure.
One last question I have regarding the center ice look is: are they going to put that in Brossard? Are they going to put that on the practice ice?
Good question.
I don't think so.
I think they should.
I think they should as well too. You might as well.
I mean, think about it. At the Brossard, at the CN Sports Complex, they have all the retired numbers up in the rafters. They have all the Stanley Cup banners in the rafters too. This is a practice facility. So I mean, if you're going to keep up with that tradition, whatever.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, that's just my opinion. And if they're gonna go with it, I think they should bring that in the practice facility too.
So we're talking about it potentially, playing into the play and puck tracking and stuff like that. What if it's the new little edge to get them a little bit of a home advantage? I would say at that point in time, it's super important to put it on the practice ice, because if it's going to be something that throws off other players, I'd rather that they have that advantage every single time that they practice at home and every time they're playing on home ice. Since they took out the salary cap, the unlimited salary cap rules, maybe the Montreal Canadiens are finding a new way to have a slight competitive advantage.
Your wish just came true, though. Huh? Like now you're gonna forever stop complaining about teams so-called cheating.
Well, no, I'm gonna double down on it. Fuck, pardon my French, but I'm gonna double down on it, because if they're changing the rule, then they've identified a problem, and in other words, it was a freaking problem what Vegas and Tampa pulled off to win their respective cups.
But it was within the rules of the CBA. It was a loophole. It was a loophole. The funny thing is that Tampa was the first to raise the flag and be like, "Hey, look what Chicago's doing." The league said they're doing it's confined within the rules of the CBA, and Tampa Bay was like, "Oh yeah, okay, well we'll do the same thing."
It's in every sport, though. I find the good teams, or the smart ones, are the ones that know when to play to the extremes of the loopholes.
Yeah, no, but good on the NHL for cracking down on that now finally.
Yeah,
and I'm surprised it's starting earlier than
they're gonna find another loophole.
The CBA, dude, 1,000
red ice.
Are you kidding me?
That's part of the game. It's part of the rules.
1,000%. Some GM's gonna find another loophole one way or another, and that's gonna be a constant theme. And
always.
And then we're gonna all go back to be like, well, Gary Bettman, blah blah blah, Bill Daly, blah blah blah, blah blah. Yeah. Anyway, all that to say is good on the NHL for cracking that down.
Right.
New episode of the Rebuild.
It was great.
Documentary on Crave came out, episode 4.
Great.
This season is so much better.
Can I say a criticism of the episode or no?
Sure.
Okay. Not a criticism, but more of an observation that I was slightly disappointed that it wasn't included, because it was something that was talked about quite often. This topic.
I think I know I think I know what you're gonna go with. Yeah, but go for
I
it.
think I know too.
I know.
So
Go.
they talk about the team and not wanting to really trade at the deadline to keep the chemistry, blah blah blah, right?
Mhm,
But
mhm.
they didn't, which would have been a nice piece of like Hollywood, if you will, if they had included a part of it of Nick Suzuki going to the management
Mhm.
saying
I
something,
knew it.
or like bringing in that drama. It would have been nice on camera. Now I don't know.
So I agree. I but I wonder if they didn't because it was already known, it was already mentioned.
Yeah, there has to be some
Uh,
reason like that probably, but
I thought of
it would
too,
have been
Zook.
nice. Yeah,
No,
they
I
stick.
thought of exactly that, Zook. I was just watching it a couple minutes before we actually started recording, and on that front, knowing Nick Suzuki, he probably waited for the cameras to be cleared, and
Yeah,
it's
that's a good
probably a
point.
Nick Suzuki thing. I was thinking
yeah.
exactly that, and I go, no, he probably didn't want it to be recorded in any way, shape, or form, and that's
But it's
probably the way it went
crazy.
down.
It's crazy how they could have pulled the trigger on trading David Savard.
Yeah.
Who's that
They
center that they're talking about? That 5'11",
dude.
yeah. He called a
So
Peter. He called a Peter,
Peter.
and he
So like,
called.
so Peter, there's
It's
an
not
assistant
Chiarelli. It's
GM
not.
at Calgary.
okay.
I know there might have been a talk with Calgary.
It's
Now I
not
don't know.
it's not fucking Peter Chiarelli because he's gone.
It's not Chiarelli, no, but there's Peter in Calgary.
Okay.
Who else? Who would be the second line center player? But they wanted too much apparently. But yes,
They didn't want to give up that second round pick, and thank
no,
God
they
it's
didn't.
probably the pick they picked that they had the Zorowski.
There you go.
So this is one.
Was it Kadri? You think?
Peter Hanlon. So Peter Hanlon of
Or
the
Hanlon.
Calgary Flames.
Right.
And the other thing to add to that is if you go back to the episode, like I said, I'm fresh, maybe half an hour ago, I finished watching it.
Yeah, same.
They flashed the Calgary Flames. They did flash their logo. So they said Peter. They had Caden Gooley that spoke to the
Yeah.
nature of a 5'10" center, about 185 pounds. And they also alluded to two centermen being swapped. So I have to go back to see who got
But did you
traded out
see
of
that
Calgary.
part, Chris? Of Kent Hughes saying he has low compete, great high end skill,
Well, somebody
less
texted-
engaged.
Somebody
Fuck.
texted him that.
Okay.
Somebody texted him that. But and I
Is-
love. But this is
That's
the
the
behind the
facts.
scenes.
I love it.
This
so
is
much.
the behind the scenes that I
Dude,
love so
it's
much,
so
and
good.
this is why I love these types of documentaries.
good.
But to me, the biggest thing I took out of this was you have a general manager going up to your defenseman, your future defenseman, and asking him, "I need your opinion about so and so bleep player that they don't mention." You know what that means to a guy like Caden Gooley, to a young hockey player in this Montreal Canadiens organization. That's the definition of leadership. When we said this
100%.
multiple times, leadership comes from the top, and when it's no longer that mentality of like, I'm the GM or in any corporation, organization, whatever, I'm the boss. It's my decision, my way, the highway. Like,
Right.
like Kent Hughes knows, like this organization knows what this modern era is like, especially with these young guys, with these young kids. Like it's not like in the days where like you get yelled at and you better perform or else, and you can't say anything.
Respect.
We're in a completely different era on how organizations are run.
Yeah.
And the fact that Kent Hughes went up to Caden Gooley and said, "Hey, I need your opinion." Like it might be a small detail, but that speaks so many words. There's so much volume to that, and it goes such a long way. This is how you build leadership. This is how you build trust.
100%.
I think in your
Feeling
management,
engaged,
dude, 1,000, and that knowing that your opinion and your thoughts matter.
Of course. I love it.
I mean, just take a look at the first episode where Kent Hughes called Nick Suzuki, the captain. I need your opinion here. Is this guy going to be a great fit in the locker room, or is he going to be a problem? You know how amazing that is?
Yep.
That is, and he probably did ask Marty St. Louis' opinion too. They just didn't show it. But that's that's leadership in itself. And this is why we're seeing players get on the ice in the middle of fucking August. We're seeing players get together 2 weeks before training camp starts. I don't want to jump the gun here. I still want to stay on the topic of the episode, but this is why. This is why, Chris, that marketing department is they're up to something because they know something's coming. But now the big subject we have to talk about. I have his T-shirt right behind me. The biggest news of them all. Carey Price, as far as we're concerned, he's still a Montreal Canadiens. His contract is still within the Montreal Canadiens organization. Tons of speculation, tons of rumors, tons of word going out that he is going to get traded. The date was September 1st. They had to wait for that date so he gets paid his signing bonus. It makes a lot of sense for the Canadiens to get his contract off the books because you free up $10.5 million of cap space.
Massive.
And yeah. But now Kent Hughes came out recently. I think when he spoke with Eric Engels, he says, yes, ideally we would like to move his contract, but he's also not in a rush to trade that contract.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to make of this anymore. I know business wise it makes sense, but
I don't know. Even with Pierre Lebrun, I can't pronounce his name. It's Pierre Lebrun. He
Pierre
said
LeBrun,
Kent's not willing to give up a second round pick.
no,
He's not. And if you look at the past couple of years, we've done well with those second round picks.
well, yeah,
we're gonna get some pretty decent prospects. So
Oh.
I don't know how deep the draft pool is this year, or whatever the next year, in the summer. I mean, but I wouldn't give up a second round pick.
Lane Hudson,
No.
baby.
Now wait,
67. Yeah.
this will never
Zorowski.
now this will never happen. But I want to give you this scenario. Would you accept a trade if Price's contract, second round, okay, first round pick for the Montreal Canadiens for Sidney Crosby?
Yeah.
I mean,
Now
yeah.
you give them a first round pick because they're clearly going to be rebuilding.
I mean, yeah, but I think Pittsburgh's going to wait and see because
absolutely they're going to wait and see, man. But
They-
you never know with Dubas.
well, I think they're going to want it if Pittsburgh sees that they're crashing this year.
Yeah,
Trading Crosby, do you trade Malkin? Do you trade
Yeah.
Letang? Tank the season to go get Gavin McKenna, who's going to go first
liquidate
overall.
your
in the-
assets. Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? But
It would
right
make
now,
sense.
everybody,
Yeah.
I don't think there's a rush right now for teams to get that, but it might happen. Let's say in the middle of the year.
everybody,
I also
everybody's
think-
reached the floor.
That too.
Well, that's exactly it. I think Pittsburgh, if they don't start pulling the trigger, like it's a huge mistake. It is going to be an absolutely monumental mistake.
Mm.
They can really get ahead of their rebuild and not it would just be an absolute mistake on their part to hang on to those three guys. There's so much to go get, and you even want to throw in Erik Karlsson into the mix of guys that could get traded. They can go get so goddamn much. They can go get first round pick after first round pick. If they don't somehow win the lottery, they'll have the assets necessarily to trade up potentially to number one. So, I mean, barring them really making some kind of magical push, I think it's
Never gonna happen.
nonsensical. Like as soon as they're out of the playoff picture, that team should be absolutely flushed. I'm sorry.
But
Yeah,
would you
but
give
here-
them a first round for Crosby?
They
would.
well,
Absolutely.
yeah,
you would. Okay.
yeah,
okay.
yeah, of course,
Cool.
yeah. But here's I mean I would, but here's the thing: Crosby, he's got a no
Well,
movement
he
clause.
would have to waive all that.
Malkin,
We all know.
but he will.
Malkin, no movement clause.
Yeah.
Erik Karlsson, no movement clause.
Right.
Chris Letang, no movement clause,
It's
and he's still
terrible.
got
Wow.
3 years left. Like the main guys have no movement clauses,
For sure.
and yeah, like
But
and,
for
and-
Montreal,
but most,
Crosby
but
would
most
come.
important, but most importantly, Carey Price has a no movement clause.
Of course. But he's not
And you
going
know
to
what I
say
mean?
no.
He mentioned it himself that he is not going to.
Not going to say no.
He's not going to be like, no, don't trade me. If it
Exactly.
can make the team better, he's going to accept it.
Mhm.
So I just the thing about this whole trading Carey Price story is that, again, I reiterate, I understand it's the move to make. It makes total sense, especially where we're at in the stage of this rebuild, where this team wants to go. They need that money to sign a second line centerman if it's not going to be Kirby Dach anymore, et cetera, et cetera. But it's not sitting well with me that Carey Price, there's a big chance that he will not, quote, like, theoretically finish his career as a Montreal Canadien.
No,
This
doesn't
is
necessarily cancel that. You know, the you sign him for one day.
I get that,
or
and
that
if
sort of thing.
if they actually do manage to trade his contract, I hope he signs a one-day contract to retire as a Montreal Canadiens. I'm pretty confident it could happen, but like, man, Carey Price was my boy. Carey, he was ours, man. Like, I watched his draft, like, on TV. Like, I watched him getting drafted on TV. I watched him win the world. I watched him win the World Juniors gold medal. I watched that shootout against the States when he won, then win the gold medal. I watched him win the Calder Trophy. I watched his first NHL game with Anthony, believe it or not, against the Pittsburgh Penguins. You know, I watched all of that. I watched from that game up until the last game. His last game against the Florida Panthers, where they won, like, what, 10-1? It was like 10-2. You know what I mean? You know, we watched him win gold medal for Team Canada, winning the World Cup, being the most winning goaltender in Montreal Canadiens history. Like, this is he's the player that we watch and grew up. He's the goalie of our generation, one, and two, he's the only guy from start to finish is a Montreal Canadien.
Right.
Up until probably this season. Like, it sucks. It stings a little bit. Like, yeah, his career's over. I get he's never going to play ever again, but you know what I mean? Even though he wasn't playing, he still belonged to us.
Yes.
And again, I'm putting the business aspect aside. Like, I'm just speaking from, like, a hardcore fan of his. Look,
I'm a hardcore fan as well. Like, I like especially that position, goaltending. Always, I used to always, I always wanted to be a goalie. However, this whole Carey Price contract and the possibility of trading the contract, I'm all for it for one reason. We're in a rebuild. I want to conclude it with that. It feels like it goes hand in hand, getting rid of that and the rebuild. Old skin for new skin. You know what I'm saying? So
you think it's a proper goodbye, in a sense?
I think it is.
Okay,
I'm not seeing it like the way that most fans are. They're very sentimental about it. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I'm still very sensitive to the fact like he will be. I would hate.
I don't think so. I think a lot of fans are like, yeah, no, trade the contract. It makes sense. And, like, everybody misses him. Like, and I think I think it would have been a lot worse if he was still playing. But it probably wouldn't happen.
Yeah, no,
it probably wouldn't happen. It probably wouldn't happen.
Imagine.
But
no, but like, I mean, it's going to really make things going forward, man. It's going to make things a lot easier for the Montreal Canadiens.
I mean, look, worst comes to worst, they don't trade that contract. It comes to an end at the end of this season, anyways. So
I'm good with either, or it's not the end of the world. Time flies, but and I don't think we're going to need to get a second line center, to be honest with y'all. I don't think so.
Chris, before we get into that, any thoughts on this Carey Price situation?
Yeah,
closure,
I think
guys.
He was the best. I think he was the absolute best Montreal Canadian that we had.
Yes.
For the entirety from 2000 to present date, he was the absolute, like, backbone of this franchise. I think he went through a lot of pressure, and sure, yeah, he got paid to go through the pressure, but that man literally sacrificed. And when you say sacrificed, he genuinely and physically sacrificed his body for us, and to play like a damn god between those two pipes every single night.
Jesus Price.
And in that sense, like, I'm with you. Like, on the business side of things, it makes sense and it would allow us to get to the next level. But I also look at it like this: there are contracts that are naturally going to expire. We're not necessarily hard pressed. We'd like to go add some extra support for the team and like to be able to go do something at the deadline for sure. But I can't fathom the idea of not having Carey Price truly retire with any other name NHL organization next to his name. Um, I like I said, almost for the symbolic nature of it, I actually don't want him to get traded. It's so stupid, and again, it's not what's best for the organization, and it's extremely selfish. But it's kind of like one of those things where it's like you've earned the respect. It's like the way
Mm-hmm.
that I see it is he's not an old man, but you think of your elders. Like, we're not putting you in a retirement home. We're gonna look after you. You're always welcome here, and we're gonna take care of you until your very last day. I think and I know we've been in the past. We've been a little bit harsh with a guy like Brendan Gallagher, but I think he's the only other guy that falls into the same category. The only thing is that Carey Price was on such another level. He was up there with the Crosby. He was the Crosby of his respective position.
Mm-hmm.
Arguably, Sidney Crosby was the best player of the 2000s to present date, and I think he's got his name up there with both Mario Lemieux, Wayne Gretzky, and even Bobby Orr. If you want to throw in another name who completely changed the game, I think Sidney Crosby is just one of the best to ever play, and it pisses me off royally every single time I hear people say, "Oh, Carey Price, he never won a cup. That disqualifies him." I'm
Nah,
repeating
that's
something that
bullshit.
we've said God knows how many times over 5 seasons of the Curfew Boys. Carey Price, had he been on half of the teams that won a Stanley Cup, again, we say a team like Tampa, we say a team like Pittsburgh, we say a team like Chicago, that man would have, I think, 5 cups plus. He was
I wouldn't
given
even say those
crap
teams, dude.
every fucking year, and it hurts my heart. It's Dale Weiss said it best.
Oh,
He's
thank
one of
you.
the
I
few
wanted to
guys
mention that. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
one of the few guys that I felt bad for in my career, and these are Dale Weiss's words. It's one of the few guys that I felt bad for in my career because he was never given a team that was good enough to truly compete. And even when we went to the Stanley Cup Finals in 2021, again, that guy, the way that I see it, he gave it absolutely everything he
Mm-hmm.
got. You think of the diving stick saves, you think of like the crazy stops that he made, like splits, stopping the Vegas Golden Knights and getting us to the Stanley Cup final. By the time he got to the finals, there was nothing left of that
They
knee.
were. They
I
There's
think
were.
nothing.
Fowler has that fight in
They.
him like him, bro.
So
Oh, I
I
think
do
so.
too.
He has
All
that.
this
I
to
see it
say,
in his eyes, dude. He has
Mhm.
that insane attitude towards
Mhm.
goaltending. I love it.
all this to say is Carey Price, man.
Yeah.
Love
Eh,
him or hate
he's
him.
the
Like,
best.
I really
Best goalie.
don't care. I'll stand by my opinion. He was one of the best in the history of the game to grace the crease of an NHL of the NHL nets, and technically just outstanding, and a goaltender cursed with a team who could barely muster up 2 goals on average per game.
And I'll
It's
say
tough.
this.
It's
I'll
fucking
say
tough.
this. I'll say this, Chris and Sam. Carey Price is better than Robert Luongo. Sorry for all of the Italians out there, but Price is way better than
Yes,
Luongo.
Dude,
Cari Price. He's
if
Italian.
I'm gonna pull up, I'm gonna go on a
Better than
website.
Lundqvist.
I
Better than all
follow.
those guys.
That's exactly what I'm alluding to. People who are like, "Oh,
Lundqvist is up there, but
Yeah,
totally.
he's up there. I'm not saying he's bad, or I'm not
he's
saying
up there."
Luongo's bad, but Luongo had a good team too in front of him.
Fleury, Luongo, I'll
Fleury
even
had
go
the
as far as
best
saying
teams in front of him.
Well, that's the thing. Fleury,
So-
even think of Brodeur playing the trap,
Yeah.
like what he had in
Dude.
front of him. Like, I
Dude.
think Carey Price is up there with guys like Dominic Hasek,
Yeah.
and Patrick Roy.
Jeez.
Yes.
Wow.
I think
But
like
Watu had a
he's in
stacked
those
team
top
at one
3.
point.
Well, I don't
With
know
the
if it was so
Avs,
much
with the
stacked.
Avs.
Oh, with Colorado, yeah, of course.
Well,
Yes,
Colorado, especially Colorado. But even
Yeah.
his first Stanley Cup with the Canadiens in
yes.
'86,
Yeah, but
they had a good team,
They
dude. They
had
were
a good
older,
team, but yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So Carey Price, in the history of goaltending in the NHL, he is ranked 23rd
in life.
with 361 wins in 712 games. I'm truly convinced if he was still playing right now as we speak, if he never have gotten
It would be top 10.
that injury, if he doesn't miss that season where Mike Condon had to take over,
right?
I'm convinced.
Top 10?
How many wins would you give him? I'd say another, because you probably could have picked up another 30s.
Well, wait, how many years was that?
I think he could have gotten another 90
Let's
wins.
give him
If you
90
just
wins.
give him
Okay,
another
I'm giving-
30 wins per
Perfect.
season.
90. So that's at least 4. Okay, so, or at least 3 seasons.
So that's 90.
I'm with Chris. I'm going with 90.
Okay.
He would be at 451.
Which leaves him what?
451
Is
would
what?
put him at number 8.
There you go, top 10.
Right now, exact top 10. Terry Sawchuk is 445. Curtis Joseph is at 454.
Right.
He would have been top 10 at least. Right now, Sergei Bobrovsky is top 10 with 429. He passed Tony Esposito at 423.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
right, who's been blessed with very good health, been a very good goaltender for a long period of time.
Correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, then hats off to him. He deserves all the recognition that he gets. But I truly say, Carey Price, there were no goalies like him to grace the crease in the modern day NHL. And
so look,
and Carey, you want to say Vasilevsky? Even not even close. None of
700
the guys were close.
712 games. 712 games. If he never gets injured, how many more games do you think he plays? At least another 200? Would he be in the 900?
I think so.
So out of those 200, how many wins could we give him? How many wins should we give him?
I'd say a 50-50. But he just had shit team after shit team after shit team. You put him on any other decent, again, Chicago, LA, like LA.
460.
He would have
461 would put him sixth. You put him right ahead, 3 wins, 2 wins more than Lundqvist. 1,000%. You know what it was with that team, guys, that lost to the Rangers when Chris motherfucking Kreider? That team had belief because of Carey Price.
Yes.
You know what? You know what I mean? When I think of Carey Price too and his legacy, there's that series too. The Rangers knew they could win that series because Carey Price was no longer in net. That's the only reason why they won. Let's be honest here. Yeah, the Rangers were a good team. Marty St. Louis was there. You know, they were a good
sticking
team.
it to them before that.
1,000%
Yeah,
we were.
I remember I'll being very positive about
To me, the legacy of Carey Price is described in this particular moment. Remember when COVID started and then there was those bubble playoffs before the actual COVID season started?
Yeah, they played Philly.
When they lost to Philly. But before that, who did they play? They played Pittsburgh, right?
Yep.
Pittsburgh complained to the league saying, like, Montreal's not exactly, don't make us go in a play-in round against a team that shouldn't be making the playoffs. They really complained because they did not want to face Carey Price. They did not want to face the Canadiens because they knew they had Carey Price. And look what happened. And they lost. So
what a series.
Dude, I'm just saying, like, when teams are worried about there's nobody out there that said
what year was that? 2020.
This was was
wow.
Was this not summer 2020 but like fall of 2020.
Wow. Yeah, okay,
something like that, some shit like that.
Feels it's like an eternity. Holy,
it's a while back. But anyways, one last thing I want to mention about Carey Price. What I love about hockey and the NHL is your legacy isn't tarnished if you don't win championships in the NHL. Like, obviously, if you do win championships, you are considered one of the best. But I feel like even if you don't, you're still well respected within the hockey world. You still could get your spot within the Hockey Hall of Fame, not the NHL Hall of Fame. I love that. Compared to like basketball and like compared to the NBA and the NFL, like your legacy is either made or broken based off, especially in the NBA, not if you win a championship, but how many championships. And I get it's two different sports, two different ways of building a team, but I feel like in hockey you don't have that. Like a player like Marcel Dion, like one of the best players to ever lace him up in the history of this game, never won a Stanley Cup, but will forever be considered one of the best to ever play.
Right.
I respect that, and I love that. I love that part of the hockey culture when recognizing legends of the game, the greats of the game before. So this is why Carey Price, I know he's not a first ballot. He say what you want. If he got robbed, should he have gone in before Joe Thornton? Some say yes, some say no. That's to each their own. He's gonna be a Hall of Famer. Like, he's won everything except the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way in hell he's not gonna get in. So I'm gonna conclude on that. I want to mention one thing though, as we're slowly approaching preseason and the players are making their way to Brossard. Zook, you said something, man, that probably triggers a lot of people and it's definitely going to raise a debatable question. But do the Canadiens really need a second line center? You say no, and I want to hear your take on why.
I don't think they're going to need it because I've been getting nothing but great vibes from Kirby Dach. The level of engagement that you could see him putting in the effort. I know, I'm just saying too. I don't feel like I felt that we needed more last year than now for some reason. Because you remember seeing, because he was also, he was also injured the year before, right? So
he was coming back from that big injury, yeah.
Right? But so like I was less sure last year than now. This year, from seeing how he's putting in the effort almost daily, and he's looking good. I don't think we need to really rush this second line center ordeal. We have H coming in the pipeline. We have things are going to fall into place. I just feel it. And my gut feeling, for people that know me, they could say that Zook has a good gut feeling when it comes down to certain things, and this is one of them.
Yeah, like your poor toilet bowl knows that too.
But yeah, no, I really think we're going to be secure in the second line center. Doc's going to do it. I have a feeling.
Yeah,
I'm going with my gut too. I think Doc is going to turn it around this year. I hope to God I'm right. I think he will, because like you said, the work ethic, and if you notice the lines that he's practicing with Demidov and he's practicing with Patrick Laine. I think those three I'm telling you, I think those three are prepping to get some ice time together. And I had this conversation with a colleague earlier today. I think in the preseason, what Marty's going to do is he's going to put two of his regular lines together. He's going to put a top line of Suzuki, Slavkovsky, Caulfield, and then maybe he's going to put an Evans line with like either a Gallagher or Anderson, or maybe a fourth line NHL Villain or something.
Well, sure.
That's going to be one game. Another game, I think the first line is going to be Kirby Dach with Patrick Laine and Ivan Demidov. Your second line is going to be a couple of AHLers. Maybe your third line is going to be either an NHL regular line, or you know what I mean? But I just think that I just get that feeling, guys. I really, really, really do. Somewhere down the line, like, you're going to put Zachary Bolduc with somebody else too. They need to test that out.
I think he's looking good too, guys. I just wanted to add with this.
Who?
Bolduc.
Dude, they're all looking good, man. They're all looking good. It's
he was destroying Nick Suzuki in faceoffs.
Yeah, but Suzuki was on his crap side. That's the one thing.
Right. But I don't know, man. He's no chump, this kid, dude. Zachary, I'm telling you, man. Kent Hughes knows who he's getting.
Well, maybe
characteristic-wise.
I don't think Bolduc is going to so much play center, but maybe he could be the face-off guy on that line.
Right.
They're working, dude. They're working on so many of the things that were considered issues with this team last year.
You know what?
And they have to, now that Dvorak is gone. They have to get over 50% face-off winning.
But you know what? I'm scared of it because of Devo being no longer with the Canadiens. If you noticed in overtime, they would always put Dvorak to win the faceoff, and then he would skate to the bench.
Yeah.
Who's going to be that player now? I think it's going to be Bolduc, but
you're gonna have to
Jake Evans.
rely on
Jake
either
Evans
Jake Evans or
too.
Suzuki, or maybe
I think Suzuki needs to up his game. I'm not saying he had a bad year for faceoffs. He's improving, definitely. But if you want to be considered a top end 200-foot centerman, you need to be really good at faceoffs.
Yeah.
And the coach needs to trust him. Put him on the fucking, in the overtime, first faceoff. Let's go.
I think I'm gonna go to I think I'm gonna go to Brossard tomorrow and watch them practice.
Why not? Why not? You might catch some gems.
They're all there.
You might
They're
catch
all
some
there.
gems.
Slav is there. Gallagher's there.
Yeah,
Jackie's there. I don't know if I said Gallagher's there. I don't know if Newhook is there.
That's the thing. So does Newhook I haven't seen much of. He's probably training out east.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
probably. I haven't seen Josh Anderson.
Anderson
either.
too.
I'm not
Who's
sure.
the other bugger?
No, Joe Vallejo's been there
I
for a
haven't seen
while.
Gallagher.
Gallagher's finally there.
He's
Yeah,
there now.
Gallagher's
Okay.
finally there.
Okay.
But I haven't seen Cole. Cole is not there either. He hasn't been there yet.
No, not yet.
So I don't know. I think I'm gonna go check them out Friday morning. If you guys want to join, I'm off work, so I could afford to go.
I wish.
I only have 6 meetings tomorrow before noon.
Oh yeah.
If the practice was at the Bell Center, Chris, I'd sneak you in.
Man.
Oh
or
man,
something like that.
Why don't they do it at the Bell
You know
Center?
what?
Seriously.
No. Makes sense for them to do it in Brossard. It's gonna be the same thing. They're only gonna practice at the Bell Center on game days.
Hmm.
All right.
Yeah, you gotta enjoy that for us. If you go, really.
I'll take some footage. I'll post and
Might go viral again.
Maybe that Demidov snipe, man. I tell you, see Demidov again was just deking.
Yeah, dude.
He's just
next level.
It's come to the point where like whoever's playing the defense was like, dude, just go. I don't want to be embarrassed. Just go. Just deke me. Just do your thing. But
Before we end this episode, is there any word on which prospects are going to be at the prospect? What do you call it? Training camp?
yeah, the prospect showdown, which we're going to be at the Sunday game, September 14th. You're going to get mostly everyone except for whoever's NCAA.
So is
we're
Rossi
not-
going to be there?
I don't know if he got his
Right.
his working visa or whatever you
Yes.
want to call it.
Right.
That's why he wasn't there for the prospect camp, the rookie camp, or the rookie development camp, because they couldn't get his green card or his working visa ready in time. So I hope to see him there. We're not going to see Michael Hage. We're not going to see LJ Mooney.
Hage.
We have to see Jacob Fowler net. Now we really, really need to see him.
He's going to be
Jacob Fowler's going to be there. I think you're definitely going to see I mean the Florian Jack is going to be there. Tyler Thorpe is going to be there.
Tyler Thorpe is a big one to look.
I don't expect Owen Beck to be there, but at the same time too, I wouldn't be surprised if he is there. David Reinbacher, for sure. But Reinbacher right now is at the NHL rookie showdown game that's going on in is it Washington? Where is it? Oh my god, they mentioned the city. I completely forgot. It's getting late for me.
Demidov's there too, no?
Demidov's supposed to be there. I don't think Demidov's going to be at this. Actually, no, that's not true. I think he will be at this rookie showdown camp. I think he should.
That scares the shit out of me. Again, we need another Cedric Pare moment.
stop.
God, I swear to God, I would throw spears.
Don't
because
don't put the Mohawk on that one. Don't put the Mohawk on that one. No.
That's just don't open. Just simply put, don't put him in a situation with savages who are doing anything possible to get a moment in the show.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah.
Okay, no, that's an interesting point, but I'm not throwing it out there. Okay. I think we could end the episode on that before we say something else or we curse something else because that's all we need.
Look,
That's all
he's going to be healthy, happy, and playing with the NHL boys, not dealing
Iron
with
Man,
the,
baby.
the crap down under.
Sounds good. Awesome. We're going to end it there. So once again, to our audience, thank you so much for tuning in on this brand new episode. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. It's absolutely free. Share this with your fellow Habs fans, friends all over the world. To our audience members on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any podcast platform, thank you. Please give us an honest rating and review. It's the only way we can feel the love. You can follow the Curfew Boys on social media, Instagram, Twitter, also known as X, TikTok. Come take part of the conversations. Give us a shout. And say hello to our sponsors, Habs Cave and Mike's Barbecue Rub. Thank you so much. Please give them a follow on Instagram and TikTok. That's correct. I am Sammy Chris Zook. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Can't wait for the new season to start. It's a hop, skip, and a jump away. We just need to be patient. 2 more weeks. We're going to go to the Rookie Showdown game at the Bell Center Sunday, September 14th. Then after that, it's training camp for the regular boys. And it's just all uphill from there.
It's coming.
Have a good evening, guys. Have a good evening, everybody. We'll see you all in the next episode. Until then.
Bye now.
Good night.
Dynasty.